It's gonna be nice, yeah.
Hildy.
We're not loud enough for Hildy.
Hildy.
Just keep saying it until she walks
Hildy.
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 Dane Cook.
Lisa.
Hildy.
Hildy.
Dane Cook.
Hildy.
Dane Cook.
Is he here?
Is that your belt
hey,
exercise?
Hildy.
Yeah, right.
Dan,
Just jump something.
now that we have
Dane
you.
Cook.
Sandra
Yeah.
Bullock's here.
Ow now.
Sandy.
Brown.
Sandy's
Sandy.
here.
In this hotel?
Yeah.
Sandy Man.
At
Speed.
this hotel?
I loved her in Speed. Yeah.
We have, Dan, we have a guest we'd like to pitch to you potentially.
Yeah.
Chrissy Teigen?
The guy from Heavyweights.
Yeah.
Which
The redhead?
The skinny counselor.
Oh.
Chris has seen him twice.
Yeah.
He maybe
He's walking around the Four Seasons.
Probably can
that's
hear
nice.
us.
Is it
right
really?
Good
Yeah.
for him.
It's gonna happen.
Would you
you
like
get
to
him?
talk to him?
It's gonna happen.
I can go make the ass.
You can probably hear us.
Yeah.
Hey, can you come over?
Does he know he's a guy from Heavyweights?
He might not
Do
be.
we know if he's the guy from Heavyweights?
No, that,
Yeah, he,
Like
the guy that he's the guy.
95%
Chris
sure.
could have misidentified
It's
this section.
it's gonna happen during the show where a leaf flies into someone's mouth.
Yep.
Just
It's gonna get stuck to my lip gloss.
Like the scene in Casino
leaf
where the
I'll pass
car gets stuck
Yeah,
on
good.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Whittingham, what kind of sounds you got there? Let me hear some of the sounds you got. Let me hear some of my choices.
What happened to that boy?
Wait, do another sound. I want to
I
hear Billy
included
sounds
them in the
first.
sheet, but let's give this a go here.
Hey, but hold on, before we do this.
That'd be a funny place to start, and he only has his
I don't know.
Right.
Everyone can hear us.
The idea that this is a sound check might act on its own as like 5 minutes. That can be something if however
Yeah, we
that's
have-
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
you're doing a
that's
quite
exactly what we're
literal
doing.
a literal
That's why
sound
they pulled
check.
me out of hair
Yes.
and makeup early,
Yeah.
Dan.
Mhm.
Yes.
A few minutes behind us, Dano.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't get the show.
Fine.
Did you preload Mina Kimes ziplining while giving Super Bowl?
No, I just have this. Oh.
I think we should start there. Dan
Oh,
asking,
boy.
what sounds do I have?
Yeah.
And it's just that.
On his daily sheet, he has them.
Genie and honey.
That's a second subtle, not so subtle reference to the daily sheet that you
Oh,
have.
yeah, that's
Dan.
secret.
Oh,
Well, he
yeah,
doesn't
that's
have
right.
it. To be fair to him,
Hello.
No.
I'll upload it to his iPad or
Daily
to
sheet.
an iPad.
Sorry, I think I put down your head.
Yeah, you did.
Mine.
It's all right.
I would prefer a print copy.
Okay, I'll ask Hildy if she can.
Old school.
Do we
Just
do?
a
But did
couple
we
of
do?
lo-fi dudes.
You don't get the show, and he's that guy. Are
Yep.
those? Do I have something to go to?
Yes, you have all of those.
You know, when I first started guest booking, I would reference the white pages.
Ah.
What?
That was one
That's
of my
old school.
resources.
What are the white pages?
Why?
Wow.
TikTok.
A phone.
There was a
book.
phone book back
Weren't
then.
they?
really not know?
I
Back in the
thought they
day.
were
I thought
yellow.
they were yellow.
No,
They
that's
were.
for
That
was
business.
for
Is white
businesses.
is like
Residential was white.
Yeah.
Business
Classic.
was yellow.
So you'd like look up Jimmy Johnson in the white pages?
Yeah.
If he was
You could
listed,
be
If,
unlisted,
if I didn't
though.
have if I didn't have a number for Jimmy Johnson, I'd throw it.
Bring it back,
you
Jack.
look it up and then you
Little
start
dart.
sweating. Yeah.
Bring back the phone book.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Sure.
Why would
Why not?
I don't know why I'm telling Jack to bring it back. I just think it's just it needed to be said.
Why
I believe
did-
it's still
Jack's
out there.
responsible for that. Yeah.
Was it on this show that we discussed that you had to
died.
opt out of, you had to pay your way out of the white or yellow pages?
You have to be
Yeah.
private. In order for someone to not know you had to bribe.
Yeah.
Whoever it is that ran those books, you had to bribe them to keep your number out of everyone else's hands.
It seems like a broken system.
Seems like a job for me.
Bristol.
I just love that Chris Cody is longing for the phone book
I
when
mean,
no one here answers
he's
their
never
phone.
seen
There's
them.
there's no one within the sound of my voice who ever answers a phone from a call that they don't recognize.
My father-in-law had a patient that legally changed his last name to Abba, so he could show up early in the
Yeah.
yellow pages as like
Hetty
Abba
Blatt.
Plumbing.
Or Heady Play or Look at Me.
No, people used to name
Teddy Black.
businesses
Like a
like
Louis.
with
ABC.
double A's or triple A's
Yeah.
beforehand to be the first
Randomly,
like,
their last name
plumbing
is
company.
like Aardvark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aardvark Plumbing.
Phil Aardvark.
You get like quadruple A liquors.
Yeah.
What other sounds do you have there?
All right, let's see.
Hey.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
We're not ready for it yet.
How are those guys infecting everything?
Hey.
They
How did
spray.
this make the cut after just two?
Ah, there he is.
There he is. Yeah.
How did Tony get
Walked
here?
right
Who
around
brought Tony in?
You try to keep me out, but I can't be kept out.
Chris Cody was yesterday lamenting. He was wandering around saying, I had to pick up my gear game because Tony's making everyone look bad.
These young whippersnappers here with their shoes and their drip. I can't hang with these young kids. I
Why
can't
did
hang
you
with
just
these
say
young
that?
Oh, man.
How old are you?
I mean, I feel old when I look at them dress.
You have become a dad. You
Yeah.
guys, we've got a lot of secure the perimeters here, and Woody's wearing a tie.
Mike still pulls it off. He came in looking like Austin with the hat.
What
Mike can do it.
what different product today or less product?
Yeah, no.
What's going
So
on?
I am currently without any of my usual material
Oh, no.
because
Hell yeah.
my suitcase is currently in the custody of American Airlines.
What?
Oh, wow.
And I have to go get it at the airport later today.
Wait, what happened? It didn't make it on the plane?
No, so
Well, it
we
did
were,
make it on the plane. It
was
didn't
the
make it
Wii.
off the plane.
Well, yeah, right. Well, it made it off the plane. Now it's back on another plane, and I believe it's in Austin right now. But so we had to cancel with American and book with United. So it is in the custody of American Airlines. I never got it back last night. I was in a line for 90 minutes until 1 in the morning.
So your bag's on a bird right now.
My bag is on a bird right now.
Yeah.
And your product is in your bag.
My product is in my bag. So I had, I've bought several varieties of travel-sized hair gels, which all suck. They don't meet the challenge.
Same, yeah.
They don't meet the challenge.
what you
They're,
like.
they're not good enough.
Yeah.
Is product the only thing in that bag?
No, actually, there is a suit in that bag, and I'm kind of lamenting that you only see me in
Suit is a
a, in,
product.
in a sweater and tie right now.
The worst-
I feel underdressed right now.
The worst travel size item is the deodorant stick.
Yes.
You get like 2 swipes out of that thing and it's done.
Yeah.
Let's go around the room. Everyone's least favorite travel size item.
Travel size. Well, the mouthwash is pretty
Yeah.
awful. Like
Yeah.
if you don't refill it immediately, you're gonna have a
If you get a
problem.
travel-sized bottle of shampoo, you can run out of it in the time of a vacation.
I always have to resist the urge to actually drink the mouthwash because whenever I have a liquid that size, it's usually a shot of alcohol, which is probably pretty telling about me. But my first instinct is to
It is
swallow
alcohol.
Anyone here ever swallow any mouthwash just to see?
it.
Of
Yeah,
course.
by accident.
Listerine, yeah.
Just to see.
You
No,
never-
not just a
You're
see,
never like
but,
gargling. And you're like, God, I just
Wait,
am
no
so
one
curious.
no one does it just to see, Chris.
I never do it.
Some
See
people.
what?
See
I
what
just- but what are
poisoning
you
myself
seeing?
is like.
Some people.
There's been a couple times where I'm just like,
But why?
what if?
What are you trying to see? I
don't know.
I don't understand. Like you know what,
What
it tastes
poisoning
like. It's
is
already
like.
in
What
your
if you
mouth.
die?
I'm ashamed to admit this. No one ever taught me how to brush my teeth. It was just one of those things that you don't really remember
Circular
the
motions.
origin story, right? So until I was like 6 years old, I was just swallowing the toothpaste
Wow.
because I didn't have a pop culture
It's
frame
okay.
of reference where someone would spit it into a sink.
This
Not like
is a
Bring It
safe
On.
place. This is
Remember
a
that scene
safe
in Bring
place,
It
man.
On?
You're good. No problem.
There should be a class throughout school from elementary age to college age of like shit you should know. Like just
101.
things that are important to know over the course. Like teaching you how to brush your teeth is something that should be part of our scholastic curriculum because otherwise you're dependent upon a parent being enterprised and be like, this is how you brush your teeth.
How to file my taxes.
to
Most
a
people
parent-
figure
to a
it out,
parent, it's-
though.
No,
Home
but to a
economics,
parent, it's
yeah.
intuitive. You don't think, oh, I have to explain how to do this.
No, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We the way that I learned, I've told you guys the way that I learned, or I shouldn't even say learned because it wasn't much of a learning experience. But no one, I was bothering my dad for years. I wanted to try chewing tobacco,
Ooh.
and one day walking through the store, he just opened it because he was annoyed with me and put it in my mouth
Oh.
and didn't explain to me
You got
how
the
I-
spins?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yes,
Of course he did.
like Copenhagen.
Yeah. My first time coaching high school baseball, I was like, oh, everyone's doing it. I'm going to do it. And I
this story.
was lightheaded. I'm like, these kids are running drills and I'm supposed to be coaching them. And I'm just like, I need a moment. I never did it again. I was like, not for me.
You put some chaw in and you just, nobody taught you to
to- no,
spit
to
it
play-
and not
to
swallow
play
any
the
of
role.
it.
Everyone's got the spins. Like literally, I felt like I was hammered.
The best part is that it's to play the role of coach.
Right.
That you don't feel like you could properly coach unless you have some chaw in your mouth.
Teach the kids how to ride their mouth.
He's method acting as
Yes,
a coach.
That's right.
What other sounds do you have there?
Was that Tony's segment?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah,
never
well.
got to a refrain. Perhaps
yeah.
later.
Let's
see.
Let's save it. Save the good
Yeah,
stuff.
no, save the good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk back here like a.
Oh, the gotcha is here.
Who's that?
The gotcha made the
Excellent.
trip. You will have a reason at some point. Gotch will do something Gotzian.
Of course.
Mike, do you have any breaking news?
Oh, MRE.
It's gonna be interesting how to do that, considering that we're taping this for Monday.
It is Monday.
Yeah. Breaking news: Amari Cooper has been traded to the Browns.
Yeah.
Wow.
You'll hear about it 16 hours after we discussed it.
Yeah.
I gotta laugh, Woody.
Yeah.
They like that one.
Let's hear you, Austin. Yeah.
You've been waiting all day to do
I
that.
have. I was gonna save it for the big
Chris just
show,
said he's
but
gonna
I
do
was
that
like, I
10
gotta.
times.
You just do it
Oh,
again.
no.
And I wasted it.
You used some of your good material.
Pretend you didn't hear that.
That was the smattering I feared.
hear
When we first started talking about performing at South by Southwest, I was afraid of that sound that we just heard,
Yeah.
which was 7 people looking at each other confused, like, should we?
Who are not mic'd either.
Who
It's
are
like we
also
don't-
probably not from Austin.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
it's just a conference.
He's from Austin. That
We
guy.
need a boom aimed in that direction.
All right.
Yeah.
Only the people from Austin
Yeah.
now go.
Let's.
It's still
Not
haunting.
terrible.
It's haunting.
Blaine Gabbert.
Well, which one?
What?
Not terrible.
Which is a better
Ah.
result for us?
course.
For us to open at 3 o'clock and for it to be a zoo, or for us to open at 3 o'clock and just have like a smattering of people?
Smattering, I think.
No,
Smattering.
I don't
think-
want a smattering of people.
You guys think there's like
Smattering's
thousands?
worse,
You
yeah.
think there's thousands of people just hiding right
Yeah.
now?
We're gonna. Can everybody text 3 people?
I think this is it.
This is actually a South by Southwest panel on how to inflate your metrics.
Yep.
Please, everyone, reach out to 3 friends.
Go ahead and see what else we got there.
Yo, chicken time.
Yeah.
The chickens.
The chickens.
We got the chickens.
I hate those chickens.
Are the only 2 guests, the 2 guests, that's it?
No, and the guy from Heavyweights.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't know he's the guy from Heavyweights.
Where we get that?
What has been your interaction? You've been the guy, Chris.
Chris
just-
identified
just
him. That's it.
Identify
I'm trying
and
to find
stare
out-
at him.
Chris
Chris is
spot out
stealth.
people.
He is
Yeah.
one of his greatest skills, I'd argue, is
Yeah.
identifying celebrities.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's unbelievable at it. Radio Row is to be like from across the room. Oh, that's Trey Wingo. He just saw the back of his head.
Yeah.
So Wingo.
Yeah, it's not true.
You're-
But
you're
then
s-
you didn't do anything with these people.
I mean,
Make contact
He just
with
he
them.
just says that they're here.
Wingo,
I mean,
big,
he did the
Hey,
gritty
that's
with
him.
Mac Jones.
yeah, Wingo,
Yeah.
big. Wingo
He was
big
on our
time me.
show.
Wingo
Right.
big time me actually.
What happened?
He just I did try it. I was like, hey, you gotta go, come on over. He was just like, he gave me the I gotta run thing. Like, I gotta.
Blew you off.
It's a
Oh.
Radio Row classic.
It is.
You needed to
Stead
try
does.
the Stugotz move of Golix over there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is Trey's real name?
Hal.
Yeah.
Totally different career.
His first name's not Trey.
Hal Wingo.
To me.
Hal Wingo is just not going to be a successful broadcaster.
Hal-
No one will accept their sports news from Hal Wingo.
Yeah.
Hal Chapman Wingo the Third.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Chapman.
I'm jealous of people who are the third.
Yeah.
Third.
I want to be a the third.
And put it on the poll
Look like you're
camera.
a third.
Do you want to be the third? You want to just put it. You want to be able to just sign with the people who are the third. They sign at the third, right?
With the 3 Roman numerals, not a number 3. Love the 3 Roman numerals as well.
Sometimes you just sign Esquire. You don't-
Yeah, exactly.
What else do you have there?
Oh. Nope. Hold on. Take your time.
just get
Hecklers.
heckled?
There's
Hecklers.
hecklers.
Wow. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Time to throw away all journalistic credibility and get reckless. Here is something we like to call reckless speculation.
You're good.
You're good.
How many of those do you have?
Sounds or reckless
No,
speculation?
like how many?
Oh,
Like
I think I have like 20 in total.
Dan is the man.
Are you doing the Texas? Are you
Dan
doing
is
that
on fleek.
Texas showdown?
No,
or
I'm
anything?
just pulling a random out.
We got the Texas Showdown ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
What are the bits that you
The
guys?
Texas Showdown.
I know, but that's
Yeah.
for tomorrow. Do we have
Tomorrow we have funniest thing in observations as well.
Did we get something that sounds like Peter Frampton but isn't for my Road to Redemption benchmark?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, where it's Sergio Dip, a bunch of easy ones, and then Bill Cosby.
Oh, great.
Technically served his time. Go.
He's really trying to get that off the ground.
Really?
It really is.
Really proud of that one. O.J. Simpson. Go.
Those are the 2 you had. Who else is there?
Oh, there's a couple more. I wrote them down.
What is this bit?
It's a bit called the Road to Redemption, where you give them easy ones, like Rick Riley. Does he deserve another shot because it didn't work out well at ESPN? Sergio Dip, does it and then you just go drop on their lap. O.J. Simpson, go.
John Gruden.
Yeah, John Gruden, and you're out.
Dan, you first.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, well, that's a real life one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't want the Browns to do it. I'm out.
What are they saying? It's Saints and the Saints are interested.
Carolina. I think they're going to move them to the NFC, which, thank the Lord. I wish my team did what the Steelers did, which was we're not interested. No, which was just say like it's not for us. Browns are saying a lot by not saying anything at all.
And you got Amari Cooper. You excited about that?
I guess. Sure.
Doesn't sound like it.
I don't know. It depends on who's throwing the ball.
Oh, that sounds like you're a bit out
What
on
if it's Baker?
That sounds like you're a bit out
I don't
on
think it's
Baker.
going to be Baker.
You don't?
No, I've talked to enough people that have talked to enough people.
You think they're going to sub out Baker Mayfield?
I think they're definitely looking to upgrade, 100%. And that's my grind exclusive. No, they really want to upgrade. I think Baker Mayfield's thrown his last pass as a Cleveland Brown.
Didn't they just sign him for another year?
No, they extended him like after his rookie year.
Like the fifth year extension?
Mm-hmm.
Who would be an upgrade, though?
A lot of people.
This represents some real shit-eating by you, Mike.
A little bit. I still think a lot went wrong last year. It's a shame because he was really hurt last year and he didn't help his case by playing hurt. Looks like Jarvis is gone too.
Yeah.
Are we good on rehearsal?
You don't want
This
them to
is
be
a
good
rehearsal?
somewhere else, though, Mike. That's
Wait,
like,
we're
I
not
would
on
give
right
them
now?
all a
This
year.
is not live?
No, I mean we are. I mean
That's why you wasted it too early.
Yeah.
You did waste it. You had such a
Can I
good
go get
one.
my makeup finished now, or?
I didn't know. Yes.
Alex, we good?
When you go to hair, do they actually put
good?
hair on you?
Yes, we have some
Yeah,
for you.
thank God.
Oh.
Microphone's not on. Save it. Turn the microphone.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that
yeah.
is so
Two,
vulnerable.
one.
We got
Segment 2 in Austin.
Yes.
Let's go.
Just two, huh?
You guys sense the vulnerability. You sense we do this show much faster when we're just cooking in our own little meth lab and there's no one around us, and we find ourselves right now. It feels like we've done a month of show and we've done like 35 minutes.
So much sports. We hit on so many sports topics.
I mean, Luke Ridnour.
Right? Did not have that. I did have the Cincinnati Reds outfield of 1998 being talked about, and we just scratched the surface because you said Austin Kern struck out a lot. You have Adam Dunn, you have Willie Mo Pena.
Who else is on that team though? Who's the third baseman on that team?
Oh, you also had utility man extraordinaire, a certifiable fantasy baseball Hall of Famer in Ryan Friel. He played everywhere.
Was
base.
Pokey Reese on one of those Reds teams?
Yeah, Pokey Reese was on one of those Reds teams, and then he went
Last time
missing.
we saw him, yeah.
Yeah, he went missing.
Sean Casey, the rare abduction joke there. You got nobody.
No one knows where he is.
Pokey
knows
Reese
where he
was
is
gone
at
for a
all.
few minutes. He was not gone for a long time.
He's back.
Kevin Durant is going off on Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, calling it ridiculous, and that at this point, quote, someone is trying to make a statement on Kyrie not being able to play despite being at the arena. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it at all. I feel like the mayor wants some attention. Eric, you got to figure this out.
This mayor is like the Stugotz of mayors. I don't know if you've seen any of his press conferences. I love a mayor that says such and such is my city, because that just feels like it's Gotham City at that point. The mayor is like, we don't do that in my city. The other day, he actually told somebody wearing a hat of a sports team, hey, we don't wear Boston Red Sox hats in my city. It was a Brooklyn Dodgers hat.
It happens.
Is he more Stugotz than our Miami coin mayor, though? Because that feels pretty Stugotzy to me.
Ooh.
I mean,
He was also on our flight down here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's get him on the show.
Lewis texted Billy Corbin immediately.
Francis?
And said, I asked him to come on because Miami. But he said,
All
said
right.
no.
That coward.
All right. Everybody name a famous person you've seen this weekend.
Oh.
Chrissy Teigen.
Wow.
Wow, you were quick. They're playing that game because you're the name dropper here, Jessica, because you already did it one time with the mayor was on my flight. Anyone
Our
else
flight.
want to play
I
the
got
game?
the skinny guy from Heavyweights, the skinny counselor. Heavyweights, he's in there somewhere.
We're not even sure if that's him.
No, I'm 1,000% sure.
Yeah, no, it's him.
1,000% sure.
Vanilla Ice bought Hupinha in front of me at Versailles at Miami International Airport.
No way.
Yeah. And I verified his tattoos on Google to make sure that it
Wow.
was him. Yeah.
Hupinha is such a specific South Florida reference. You guys have Hupinha here in Austin?
How would you explain Hupinha to the people? It's a
It's
little
like
bit
a
of pineapple.
Pineapple soda.
Yeah, it's like a can. It's orange. It says Hupinha and green on it.
Oh, wow.
That's how you would explain it to
Yeah,
people?
that's what people know.
Chris
They've seen
Cody's
the
never
can.
heard of this.
Yeah, I mean, I thought you guys were talking about Deeping Gao.
No,
Oh
my God.
my God, Chris.
Can I say that?
All weekend.
That came out of your
He's
mouth.
been
yeah.
doing it all weekend. For those of you who don't know, because you might not have been listening to every show
Mike
that
and
has
Witty
been
yesterday
done.
were Dipping Gao.
Okay,
Yeah, we
this is a
were.
good
You're
time.
not saying it right
All right,
either.
let's do it then. Let's just do it. We're waiting for Renee Montgomery. She's going to be here in a second, but let's do.
No,
let's
Renee's
do.
here. Renee's
yeah.
here. Renee's here.
Let's
Just
do
have a little bit right here to my
Refran
right.
del Dia. We're going to do Refran del Dia right now. We'll bring Renee Montgomery out here during Refran del Dia
Oh, let's
so
go.
that Chris Cody can explain to them what Dipengalo means.
And to me.
Does your microphone work, Tony?
I don't think so. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
What's up, Austin? Yo! Miami está la casa!
They're exhausting.
What's that mean?
Exhausting. You're like my brother. What's wrong with you?
So explain to them the premise of what we're doing here, and
What's Tila Casa mean?
just so the audience knows, the first time we did Refran del Dia, Tony pepper sprayed our entire shipping
that's
container because he wanted to come out with a bang. And
It was the smoke, yeah,
He
can't smoke,
sprayed an
yeah.
aerosol,
Yeah.
and it got on everyone. And then the next time, the wheel ends up falling on the word despingado, which means you're in a terrible situation, and then your penis falls off.
Right.
Yeah.
Like so.
Or gets severed. One of the two.
Yeah.
Yes, but so the situation was already terrible.
Went
and
from bad to worse.
the
I
way-
told
yeah.
them not to put that on the list, and they didn't listen.
So that was our second
You
Refran
didn't
del
stop
Day.
us also. so.
Yeah, that's true.
But Billy, did you want to say something?
No, I'm good.
Again, always helping us out, right? Billy,
Yeah,
thank
that's
you
why
so
he raised
much.
his finger just to trick me, just to roll a grenade at my
Yeah.
feet. Go
All
ahead,
right, let's
Refran
spin
del
the
Dia.
wheel.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
It's on his phone. What is
It's on-
that
yeah.
wheel?
Here we go.
Yeah,
let's
here we
see
go.
it.
Here we go.
Oh, I can't read it. Okay, okay.
Oh.
We got the wheel spinning.
Theater of the
It's
mind.
spinning. It's spinning. Let's see it. Quemao! Quemao is a word that means fried. It means burnt. It means toasted. It means somebody who's not all there all the time. So you would say like Billy, está quemao.
No.
Like there's.
I've been saying it about you guys. I've been saying it about that
About me?
corner. Ustedes quemado.
no,
Yeah,
look,
like
look at what the next one on that wheel was. I don't know if he still has the wheel there. The next one,
A second wheel?
No, the next
wanna
one.
spin it again?
The next one that it almost landed on.
What is
Oh,
No, that wasn't what it was. The next one was the pinga.
it's
That's with a penis.
okay. Yeah, that is. So quemao is the refrán del día, by the
You're
way.
so happy that you have a penis.
Renee, come on up here. Renee Montgomery is
Sorry,
No está
Renee. We're
quemado.
sorry.
No está quemado.
yes, not the way that she's used to being introduced. I believe it's accurate to say that Renee helped
She
save
loves Witty.
Save America.
How did she help save America?
Are you not familiar with her work? Is that a fair appraisal? Can I say that I believe that she helped? They helped swing Georgia. She's the owner of the Atlanta Dream, and she quit the WNBA for a year in order to instigate social change. And since then, I see that you're entitled. That's right. Thank you. That's right. Thank you.
Thank you,
That's
Renee.
right. You guys saw it.
Thank
That's
you,
right.
Renee.
Yes.
Thank you, Renee.
Okay.
Thank you, Renee.
What's up?
Thank you, Renee.
All right.
Do you feel like you saved America?
I don't, but it was sounding good. You guys chanting. I feel like it still needs some saving. I don't know. Are we there yet? Are we there yet, Dan?
No, we're not. We're not there yet. We're very obviously not there. It's so nice, though, to see the way that your life changed because you bet on yourself and you bet on, I mean, your identity, I would imagine, has been locked up in being a great basketball player, a champion basketball player, and you bet on yourself and you bet on change and you bet on America needs help. And you've been rewarded for it in every way, with power and with influence and with a voice that now reaches more and more people, right? Because of the way that your people are paying attention to what you did and what you say.
No, it's been crazy. Just the past couple years. Smells like booze up here.
Yeah,
yeah, it does.
Sorry.
Yeah,
about
it does. Let's go.
Would you like some?
No, I'm good. No, it's been crazy these past couple years. Just to that point. I got a random call from you. I thought that was one of the more crazier calls because everybody knows your story. Jamel, people know that she's the homie, but you're right. Things have changed, and being in Atlanta, I think, helped a lot in a sense of it's different than Florida and Atlanta. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like people are ready for the change. Florida, you know, you guys are still fighting for a lot of things. Texas as well, but in Atlanta, everybody was ready for it. So, yeah.
And how has your life changed? Because you're coming out of, I don't know what you were speaking of here at South by Southwest at a panel, but it seems that you're always bouncing from one place to the other because people want to hear from you, which I don't know if you ever imagined that that's what it would be when you grow up as somebody who just wanted to be a basketball player, entertainer, but I don't know how many thoughts like this that you had about I can influence.
Not a lot. I just got done doing a panel with Maria Taylor, which was pretty dope in a sense of it was the Spurs put it on, and it was about just being in places where women normally aren't. You know, she had a situation, as I'm sure everybody knows, and she talked about that and then my situation in Atlanta. But it is different. Just being people wanting to hear the conversation, I think, is different. Like, even right now, I'm like, do people really want to even hear us talk about this right now? Because I struggled with that. But I think people do want to hear the truth about whether it's in the broadcasting booth with Maria Taylor or it's in sports and on the women's side. And so there's a lot of that going on, and I'm happy to be able to do that and bring some light. We don't have to be serious
Well,
the
she
whole
was
time. Yeah.
you did it very subtly there, like I killed the vibe. She wanted to come out here for a party.
Yeah, I was coming to the party, and then Dan.
Yeah, I do that. I do that.
What
happened?
He did offer tequila.
What is it like for you two to be panel worthy? Something tells me I'm never going to be on a panel.
No, you got that right.
It's just like it must feel cool to be panel worthy.
Yeah, no, it's kind of. I think this is dope though. I actually think this is a little bit more dope when there's like actual vibes out here. Like I said, it smells like straight up booze up here.
Yes.
I think it's him. Like
It is me.
It smells.
He dropped a lot of drink on that.
It smells like a party. It looks like a party. So let's party. That's why. Yes, don't be killing the vibe, man.
Renee,
Pictionary?
do you speak Spanish?
My wife does.
You want to learn some?
Yeah. What's up?
Oh no,
No.
Billy!
No, this is important.
Come on, Billy. Okay,
Oh, no,
do you want
I'm scared.
We're gonna go like from del dia. We're gonna burn through all. We're gonna.
¿Cómo se dice a setup?
Yeah, well, that's Billy. Yeah, so dice Guillermo. So
You made him Italian.
You really did. Weird thing you did.
Hold on, if we're gonna do this, translator, can I get my translator to come up here, please?
come on.
Come on, my lovely translator.
all right,
Come on,
let's go,
you better
Serena.
come on.
Let's go.
Here, take it.
You can hear them both on Montgomery and Company
Yes.
over here, the top of the totem
Yes.
pole, right here, Montgomery and Company, LeBatard and friends. Welcome, Serena.
All right,
She's
we're
embarrassed.
ready now.
She's
What's
embarrassed.
up?
She's embarrassed.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, you
Give me something.
He needs the music.
You always embarrass me.
We ready. What's up?
Spin it, Whitty.
It's
Poor
okay.
Whitty.
All right. To be fair to Whitty, okay, this is Billy's doing. Look at him. Billy
do you
loving
mean?
it.
He loves it.
Renee asked to change the vibe. We're trying to change the vibe.
Turn up one
That's
time for
right.
the one
You
time.
changed it, Billy.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Again, Renee Montgomery helped swing Georgia and an America that was filled with turmoil. Feel free to save me with computerized music that allows the refran del dia to be taught to her. Sereno, laugh at it. What's the word? Go ahead. Okay, it's spinning and he's got.
My mic's on. There we go. All right, spinning. We're spinning. Again, Tonadillo is a Cuban saying. There it is. I couldn't see the wheel. Oh wow, this is an exciting one. This one is the phrase is
Come on now, say it with your chest.
"Que volá, tiburón."
No, que bolón, tiburón.
Oh,
Que bolón, tiburón.
wait a minute.
That is a fine. How about that?
Que bolón tiburón. That's what he said. Que bolón tiburón.
Que
Que bolón, tiburón.
Que bolón tiburón. Okay. I don't know. I'm Dominican, so
Okay.
we speak a little bit.
Que lo que, tigre. It's the equivalent
that
of
sounds like a dirty phrase or something.
no. It's the
No,
equivalent
no.
of que lo que tigre.
Que lo que tigre.
That's the same thing.
Okay,
It's
okay.
que bolón, tiburón.
What does it mean?
Que volá means what's
Okay,
up.
can y'all let us in on what's going on? What's up?
It literally means "What's up, shark?"
Yeah.
But that's not fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
Longing for
Greg
race
Norman.
talk, are you? Longing for some social commentary? Now that she came out and said the vibe needs to get better?
What's up,
Whoa.
shark? Que bolón, tiburón. There it is.
What up, shark?
Okay, you know what I'm saying? This is what we say in the A-Town. What up, Shotty? That's what I'm going to say
there
back
you
to
go.
you then,
Right?
okay?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, wait. Let's learn some Dominican phrases then.
Well, we said it. Que lo que tigre. That's what it was.
¿Qué lo que, manín? We say manín.
Yeah.
We say mi pana. We say que hay.
Uh-huh.
Well, wait, money is
Dame
corn.
banda, dame banda.
Yes, yes.
Okay, we got the crowd on our side now.
Money is
What
corn.
Yeah.
Oh, Marin. Okay, I thought you said corn. What's up, corn?
You got Dan's attention.
I love
once you
corn.
said any
Dan.
sarch.
My
Any
ears,
sarch, he popped
my
up.
ears perked up as well.
I'm
rather be
sorry.
with shark or corn,
What's
though?
up, corn is that much worse than what's up, shark?
Yeah, like who's in charge of this?
Greg
I mean,
Norman.
it's the wheel. The wheel's in charge.
Yeah,
we
the
don't,
wheel.
Okay.
we don't make those decisions. The wheel.
Yeah.
Lewis
Good
is fault.
segment. Good segment.
What's
happening here?
All right, back to saving America.
Yes, let's save America.
I'd rather see Chris dance.
Yeah,
Two
Whitney, get
steps
up.
this
Let's
time.
go. Hey.
One hop, let's
Dance,
go
Chris.
now.
Dance, Chris.
Everybody clap your hands.
Okay.
Come on now.
Wait a minute.
Why does she love Whitney so much?
When you go down low,
No.
Explain
your love for Whittingham,
I
please.
want to deconstruct this for a second because this happens around here. Every once in a while, somebody comes into our world and they just zone in on somebody.
Yes.
Mina Kimes did it to Billy. And Renee has zoned in on Chris
Yeah.
for some reason, and
Yeah.
you want him to be less starched,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
I like because remember he was in a suit the first time I saw him, and
Well,
now
you also did say that you're surprised that I'm into sports based off of how I look.
very much
about
so.
that.
We all are. Yeah.
And even now, like I wanted to see him get loose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Loosen
saying?
that tie. Loosen that tie. Whitney.
This is loose.
Loosen that thing. Let's
Unless
go.
it's a clip-on.
You
then I
don't
know what to
understand,
do.
Renee. His suit got lost. He lost his bag. So
Oh.
this
This
was
would
him
replace very
traveling
difficult
casually.
paper.
Can we get
wow,
Whitney a
this is the
shot?
backup
Let's get Whitney a
outfit.
shot.
Yeah, get Whitney a
Let's
shot.
get Whitney a shot. So, yeah,
Give it
Whitney
a shot. Yeah.
I'll take one
Whitney a
too. I'll
shot?
take one too.
Yeah, give
All
me
right.
one.
Shots for everybody.
Yeah,
Win
shots
all
for
day.
everybody.
Should have shots.
I don't know. It's just something about Chris Whitty. It must be his spirit. Is that what it is?
You just asked him, loosen your tie, and his response was, I can't.
It's a clip-on, yeah.
Why do you keep? What
It is a clip.
What is
Wow.
this
Prove it.
scurrilous
Prove it.
accusation?
That's why you want to loosen it.
It's a half We're surprised you have a clip on. Like,
Loosen it up.
Loosen it.
Loosen
take it off.
Loosen it off.
Don't peer pressure him. No, bully
This
better.
is as angry as
Bully
Whitney.
better.
Look how
No,
angry
don't
Whitney is.
do that to Chris Whittingham. Let's talk some
We're asking him to
basketball.
loosen his tie.
Hey, all
the
right.
tie.
Hey, you look ridiculous now.
Holy shit.
Take off your pants.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
De pingado.
Too far.
Chris.
You
What
did
was
that sensually, Whitty.
yeah.
I salute you. Thank you,
thank you
Sedana.
guys for
Nice to
having
see
me.
you.
Thank you both.
Nice to see that Renee embarrasses you.
Ties back, Dan. I couldn't be like, I couldn't be like it for too long. It just was unnerving.
unnerving.
Move.
Renee, we were talking
is the
before
real
you
deal.
got here about the Nets and Kyrie Irving. There was the funny situation today that Kyrie Irving is maskless. He's paying for courtside seats. The Nets are
He's
winning.
not paying for courtside seats.
I mean, that's what, I think he's trying to make a show.
Someone
of this.
handed him courtside
no, I
seats,
think
though.
he's, but I think he's trying to make a show, a scene of I win at the end for all of the pandemic hysteria. I don't know how that could be winning, but it now looks absurd that Kyrie Irving can't play in a basketball game, but can be all over the court not wearing a mask. That doesn't make any sense to anybody.
No, it's tough because you start to see a lot of the mandates getting pulled back now. Even just with not having to wear a mask is kind of crazy. So I think that he sat there for a reason. I think that there's a reason he's sitting courtside. He wants the noise, but I just saw the governor like double down and was like, somebody was like, why won't you let Kyrie play? And he's like, oh, he can just get a vaccine. So it looks like the government is really not like gonna budge. It's like we feel like sports is everything, and New York is kind of letting us know that ain't happening here.
But that when you make it this ridiculous, though, you do turn somebody who didn't seem much like a freedom fighter. We didn't even know what he was fighting for, because he wasn't saying that he was anti-vaccine. He was just saying he was trying to be a voice for the voiceless that wasn't even about vaccinations. So his entire the way he's framed all of this has been he's not off far right. He is just. What's happening here? Oh, thank you.
Witty.
They're bringing it.
Shot
Okay, now the
skis.
All
party
three
is
for
starting.
Witty. All
It's,
three for
it's
Witty.
tequila.
All
yes.
of these, all for Witty.
Yes, she asked for tequila. Thank you.
Y'all got the
go.
Four
I'll take a
Seasons
lime. Yeah,
turned
yeah,
up.
It would have been.
Wait, Renee
I'll
wants
take
one.
one.
Yeah, Renee
No,
needs
no,
Yes.
If there has to be, I guess I'll take
Yo,
one.
Yeah.
what a
Hey,
team
where's
player.
mine? Where's mine?
You're such a team player,
I am, thank
Chris.
Roy said, "What about him?"
Yeah, what about Roy?
All right, just get around for everyone. Just get a full round.
It would
On
have been.
Put it on Dan's
I'm
tab.
a
What
resident
the heck?
alcoholic here.
Dan Drew.
It would have
Put
been.
it on my room at the Four Seasons.
It would have been funny if Kyrie was sitting in like the 8th row. That would have been funny instead of courtside.
Oh,
That team, though.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got to get Renee some of this as well. Roy, you never move faster than you do around the free shit.
Listen,
goddamn right.
what up to my guy Roy? Yes. Y'all gonna take it together? Do a toast?
Roy, you gotta wait up.
Roy never
I'm not
waits.
waiting for
Roy
you.
never waits.
I'm not waiting for you.
Let's
All
close
right,
the segment
let's
with
get
the
that
shot.
straight.
Here's to Austin. Yeah.
Chris Cody's one thing.
Throw it down.
He has nailed it.
Here's
Massive
Austin.
G-pop.
Right.
How mad is Stugotz that he took that from him too?
I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
No lie.
I'm not drunk right now.
I don't need no line.
Yeah, look at Witty.
Grill him, grill him,
Renee, what is it that you're finding, like when you look at the basketball storylines, you see what's happening with Westbrook, for example.
Man.
And we were just talking before you came on here about Osaka breaks down in tears because someone says, Osaka, you suck. You're an athlete. I don't know where the lines are on some of this stuff anymore, because you suck is not something like you would have, would have never you never would have wanted to hear that, but you heard it all the time and it didn't matter.
It's different. Somebody saying you suck to me would probably be one of the nicer things I think that somebody would have said to me on the opposing team. Man, I grew up in West Virginia, so I think that you suck would not be harsh, but you know, it's a different mindset. It's a different mentality. Like she was crying real tears. So it's like I don't know what to think, because it really affected her. She went on to say it was, she flashed back to Serena and Venus and what they dealt with at that same place, and it kind of all hit her at once. But it's tough. I do think that the Westbrook situation and hers is completely different in a sense of people now making threats. Everybody can always say, oh yeah, they made threats. Like I get threats all the time too. Anytime you're in like an activist space or black, you're gonna get some threats. And so I get threats, and you can always say, oh, don't worry, they're fake, but Russell Westbrook and his wife may not feel so casual about somebody threatening, and then when you're a woman, the threats are different, and so you start to feel an uncomfortableness maybe. So I do think that those situations are different, but maybe tennis, I don't know, tennis ain't used to people turning up at the game. So I think that it's like maybe that is hard for them, because in a sporting event, that's a normal thing. Like Diana Taurasi has looked me in the face and told me I sucked. Like while I was Gardner, so it's
probably like the nicest shit talk she ever said too, right?
She said.
But you're wired differently, right? I mean,
Yeah.
than Osaka is. You embrace it, like she clearly doesn't.
Like I laugh, you know what I
Right.
mean? If somebody tells me I suck, I'm a laugh and then hope that something happens that makes me look like I don't suck real soon, Like I hope I do so, but I don't really care what people say. But you can tell that like there's a new age athlete that really cares what people say and what people think. And I think it has to do with social media. Like we didn't grow up on it, so I don't care what people say to my face or nothing, because that's always been happening. But now, I don't know. It's different.
So you think that's generational? You're speaking as somebody now. That's wise. You're a young woman. That's
I know.
some wise and old shit you're talking
I am
about.
literally the old school, though. That's why I realized it once I started to see that, like, I think a lot of new athletes would gravitate towards Naomi Osaka, like, in a sense of, yeah, we're sick of it. Like, why do people get to tell us bad things? But I grew up in a sense of, like, where we would play hurt, not saying it's good or bad, but you play hurt. If your coach cusses you out, okay. If he throws something, watch out. You know, like I grew up in that kind of era, so.
I can't believe you're an old head already.
Is it weird? Like,
That's
it's like,
unbelievable.
I don't feel that way.
Welcome to the club.
But then when I see what people say and then I see the responses, I'm like, I'm an old head.
But throughout generations, the previous generation is always soft. They don't know how to work. Whatever are you already the generation? Is Osaka's generation now telling you, no, you will treat me with more compassion and more humanity? I am going to tell you how I feel about these things, and you will respect my feelings. But it can be met by an athlete who would endure that and get tougher from it, as being like, I think you might need to toughen up there. There might be some professionalism required here. Like, where is the line between you're soft and you need to be a professional?
I think it's different, because I think that I like that they're making people talk to them nice. Like, you know, like these athletes are basically saying, talk to me nice or you're not going to talk to me. Well, I think there's times in my life where I would have loved to have been like that, but that wasn't the case. You don't do that, or you don't know what's going to happen to your sponsorship if you do. Like, that was like, so I guess I am old school in a sense of, if you said something, you could have got canceled in a sense of brands and your personal brand. But Naomi Osaka and them, they don't care nothing about that. She's going to not play in the next tournament if she don't want to. She's going to say whatever she feels, and she's going to, like, let you know that's how she feels, and that's okay now. So I don't necessarily think that they're soft. I think that it's just different. That's what I mean. I think it's generational in a sense of, I don't know what it's like to, as I was grinding, trying to make it, for social media to maybe attack me. I don't know. Like, I don't know if when I was 18 it would have affected me, but I wasn't on social media at 18 like that. I had a Facebook, but who knows what was going on there.
Well, caring about how people think about you, I would imagine some of the things that you've done in your life, I don't know when you shed that, but you started making your own decisions, not caring very much what anybody on the outside had to say about anything, right? Like,
I mean, I think a lot of West Virginia wanted me to go to West Virginia University. You know, that was a big deal in West Virginia, where I went to UConn and I was supposed to put West Virginia on my back and put them on the map. At that moment, I think is the moment where I was like, nah, I'm going to UConn. Like, I want to go to UConn. I think that's the best place for me to be, and they got the best coach program. I'm out. But I think that that's kind of where I had to start deciding, because if that was the case, I would still be in West Virginia.
let's let her get out of here because she's got to go here. She's got
Serena has a performance.
Her life is very busy.
Really?
It is very busy.
Where are you going?
So no, she's just from minute to minute. She's got a lot of places to go.
Listen,
She's
I love
gotta
you
change
guys,
the
man.
world.
What's up, man? I love you guys. Shouts to my guy Juju out here. Y'all might not hear.
Thank you, Juju.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Renee. Thank you,
Renee.
Renee.
Save the world.
Yeah, it's
Save the
incredible.
world.
Yeah. Was it awkward saying goodbye in a live setting? That was a bit
It felt
weird.
clunky, right?
Dan-
Might as well
Dan's
just
like,
said
"All right,
scram.
you're outta
Like, it was just odd. Let's let her get out of here. All right.
That's always what you say on the phone when you want to hang up, right? I'll let you go.
I'll
let you go.
I've noticed that when you're in a meeting with someone and they want to sound like they're done with it, but they want to sound professional, they say, "I gotta jump."
Yeah.
I gotta jump.
I gotta hop.
It's a great term to get out of a meeting.
Or you describe a meeting as a time, so it's, I got a 4:30. I got to run.
Yeah.
You got a 4:30. You got to run. That was just. Man, live. You're doing a stage show.
Look at us.
How did Carson do it for so long? Oh, he taped it.
Johnny or Daly?
I don't even want to answer that because out of fear how I'll sound older.
What happened, Billy? What are you?
Cressley.
Queer Eye.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and break.
All right, 7-2.
Just keep saying all.
Yeah. You have to say Austin.
You have to say
Austin, where are you at?
Yes.
Let's see your horns. Horn me.
Horns up.
Let's go. Horn
up.
me.
Chris, give him an Austin. I can't hear you.
I can't hear you in the back. Let's get horny.
What? I'm sorry?
Too far?
Yeah. I think
Ricky, was "let's get horny" ever a thing that was said about the Texas
It should have been.
Longhorns?
After the game.
Hell yeah.
What I'm talking about.
Now that you're here in our
Horny.
presence,
Hor-
Ricky, we are happy to have you. Stugotz was insistent, by way of introduction, that we do the top 5 athletes in the history.
Top 5 University of Texas athletes of all time.
Okay, this is
Wow.
Oh, top
shit.
5. That's
Wow.
right. Stugotz, number 5. Top 5. Number 5.
Ben Crenshaw. 2-time master champion, 3-time major winner, one of the best golfers ever, Golf Hall of Fame.
Ricky, did you say who's that? Okay.
No, you weren't.
Number 4.
Roger Clemens.
The Rocket.
The Rocket.
Yes, excellent work. Number 3.
Oh, Dan, a classic. Cat Adderman, one of the greatest softball players. Perhaps the greatest softball player. Ricky knows what I'm talking about, right?
I wonder who number 1 is going to be.
Oh, it's Osterman. Sorry, that's a fun. Yeah. I call her Osti. You know, some people call her Asti.
Not Otterman or
You got any money?
It's Cat Osterman. Yeah.
Number 2.
Generally regarded as the greatest softball player in the history of softball.
It's true.
Ricky, am I right? Thank you.
You're right, but you said her name wrong.
Tomato, tomato.
Okay.
Number 2.
More like tomato, potato.
Vince Young. Wow. Remarkably, Vince Young still has a steakhouse in Austin named after him. How about that? That's crazy. Yes.
And the number 1 Texas athlete of all time is
Earl Campbell.
Hard
runner. I think. Wait. I think number one should have been Kevin Durant.
Who? What did he do?
KD.
Not in his personal record book.
No Jordan Shipley.
Huh. Or
I
Chris
left
Sims.
Shipley out. Apologies to Shipley and
Chris
Sims.
Sims.
What's
Yeah.
Major Applewhite?
Oh, wow.
Ricky, you ran this city. This city was yours it had to be the happiest time of your football life, right? For those of you who don't know, Ricky Williams, junior year, always wanted to be the best college football player in the land, never thought about being a pro, thought about being the best college football player. Junior year, he's going up to the press conference where he's got to tell the people that he's going to the draft and he's going to get millions of dollars, and he decides on the way to the podium, no, I love it here, and just changes his mind and declares that he's going to do his senior year in Texas, here in Austin. So what was your relationship with the city at the time?
You know, come to find out, the reason I came back was really for one reason. It was to meet Dan LeBatard.
Wow. Yeah.
Because when I came back for my senior season, ESPN the magazine sent Dan LeBatard to Austin, Texas, to report on the Heisman frontrunner. Right, that's how we met.
That is how we met. That's how a friendship was born, because I found I follow my curiosities, and I've always found him to be one of the most interesting people I've ever met, not just one of the most interesting athletes.
This is nice between you two right now. We should have music playing.
Yeah, right.
This is nice.
Well, I'm
Oh,
curious.
great.
I am curious. Like,
Get horny.
how does that work? Do you get the phone call and they say we have this kid that we want you to cover, or do you say I want to cover this kid, or how does that work?
At the time, my editors thought that there was somebody that I would find interesting. They were specifically pitching me on certain ideas, and they said, this person here is someone that you would probably be able to write about well. And they chose it for me. I did not know who you were.
And did you do research before you got here, or did you
I did not.
You just showed up and we just started. And
Yes.
what was the first thing that surprised you?
I love how Ricky has turned this around and he's interviewing you, man. That is well
This is
done
good.
by you,
How
Ricky.
does it feel, Dan?
Good
Yeah.
subject. Good
Excellent.
subject. Yeah.
Start
What was
eating
the-
his grief, Ricky.
What was the first thing that surprised me about you?
Yeah, if you're being honest.
Well, I remember that you just said the sentence, I value nice.
Aw.
It was something that struck me. What happened?
That's
there?
adorable. I said, aw.
That is nice.
Billy, who are you laughing at there?
I'm here, Kai.
Why don't you laugh at Ricky Williams' face instead of being the anarchist back there?
I'm laughing at Chris over here.
I thought it was nice. I like nice is a nice thing. That's
I mean, you're
sweet.
lashing out.
Yeah, we're not just sitting.
He feels vulnerable.
What's up, Austin?
We can't hear you, Austin!
Where am I?
Ricky, continue. Sorry.
You value nice.
So, I mean, that was the beginning of the friendship, and then we fast forward to about a year later, and there was this famous cover of ESPN the magazine with Ricky Williams, myself wearing a wedding dress.
Ah. Whose idea was that?
That was Dan's idea.
Ah.
That was my idea. I was so naive back then. I thought people would just find it funny. Putting a big black man in a wedding dress on the
at my
cover of a
at
magazine.
my expense, thank you.
Well, but you thought it'd be funny too.
I did.
Well, but this is the thing with you, though. We've talked about this before. You were 15 years ahead of your time on what weed was, on what mental health was as it should be spoken about in athletics, on what football does to the body, and that you can identify yourself as someone who is beyond football. Like you were on an unusual path within that realm for a long time. Like you must feel, looking back, like you were born 15 years too early.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that drew me to Austin. Is came here on my recruiting trip from San Diego, and I'd never been out of San Diego before, so I thought when I flew into Austin, I would see tumbleweed rolling down the tarmac. But it was very different. And it was December 17th, 1994. Wow. And it was 72 degrees here in Austin. And it was just a beautiful weekend. And after spending time here and spending some time on 6th Street and seeing the weirdos, I knew that I would fit in here.
Well, you've given permission to a lot of people. Is the slogan here, keep it weird?
Keep Austin weird.
Keep Austin weird.
Horny.
Did you know?
Keep Austin horny.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you know about that, or you felt it? Like you knew coming in, because you're somebody who is always telling people to embrace their inner weird, and you tell people all the time in a way that's a real soulful connection that happiness can be found within accepting your weird.
Yeah, well, I think I just felt at home here in Austin. And I didn't necessarily know about the lore of Austin, but I could feel it when I was here. And on my recruiting trip, and then when I came here, I could feel it. It was great. And the people that I met, I got to meet one of my idols, Earl Campbell, got to meet Willie Nelson. And when I spent time with those guys, especially Willie,
I want stories about Willie, man. Come on, Ricky.
It's a good time, and I say Austin is the only town that has 2 statues of potheads, and so I felt at home here. It's nice.
You mentioned being born 15 years too early. What is the perfect year to be born? Who's got the answer to this?
84.
What? What is the perfect year to be born? There's got to be an answer.
Doesn't it depend?
It depends. There
All
we
right.
go.
On what?
On who you are.
I feel like if you're a white guy born 100 years ago in America, things probably not
Yeah.
that bad for you. Don't be a robber baron. Not the same if you're someone else.
A black person born about 300 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of people here probably wouldn't understand, Ricky, how it is. We've talked about this some, and we're introducing you some here to people who already know you. But you're somebody who has described yourself, which is unusual to me, in a championship locker room of Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, as a rabbit among wolves. That there was something about football, even as you dominated. It doesn't even make sense, I don't think, that you would be somebody who wouldn't in any way feel like you were a wolf, and that you would lead the league in rushing, that you would be tougher than most of the people that you were facing. That they would be scared of you in a secondary, and that you would look, and Ed Reed and Ray Lewis would be something. You'd look at them and you're like, I don't have whatever that is, while being just as excellent as they are.
I guess the way I look at it is, by the time I got to the end of my career with Baltimore, I wasn't a rabbit anymore. But what I was saying was, I think, and we talk about this a lot, I think we live in 2 worlds. We have an inner world, our subjective experience, and then we have the outer experience. People see me and they have a certain idea of who I am, but when they get to know me, like you said, I value nice. And so there's just this discordant image that I show people that it's not really who I am on the outside.
What kind of
on the
animal?
inside, I mean. And so it just takes time to get to know me.
What
And
kind
I
of
think
animal?
It's difficult when you're famous because people don't really want to get to know you. They
Jesus,
just
let the man talk.
to be famous. All right, your turn now.
What kind of animal?
What kind of animal is Dan?
Oh, wow.
See, it was a good question.
That
It
was
just
the question.
Bad timing.
There was some pauses there.
Do you think this is Ron McGill or?
No, because we were talking about
This is
him.
the wrong segment.
We're talking about him being a lion or whatever animals, and I'm just like looking
bear?
at Dan. I'm like, yeah, what kind of animal is Dan?
Teddy bear.
A teddy bear? I like a teddy bear.
Well, we established hippo. What is
Care
with
bear.
your questions?
I
What's
want
the
year
best
should we
year
be
to be born? Like you asking questions.
We
of
can't
some-
hear you, Austin! Let's go! Thank you, Chris! Thank you, Chris!
Stay horny.
Why does he have the Ray Allen green light?
I believe you're specifically asking questions that are best asked of someone who's smoking. You're saying, like, what's the best year to be born, as if it's got a profound depth, and what kind of animal is Dan?
I think they're good questions.
I think they're good questions.
Yeah,
You don't think there are any bad questions, though, do
Well, there
you?
are bad questions.
That one, for
Give me a
example.
bad question.
The bad questions are the questions that you already know the answer to.
Oh, wow. Interesting. That's next level for me. I mean.
Love that, man.
What
Love
does that
that.
mean?
Yeah.
What do you think he means by that?
Well, it means that most of the time that we ask people questions, we think we already know the answer, so we're not actually listening to the answer. That's what I mean.
Gotcha.
I know when I was, playing football and the reporters asked me questions and I would give them an answer, they would say that's not the answer we're looking for, and they would keep asking. So,
What kind of animal did you want him to say, Chris?
I wanted him to answer it how he wanted to.
One of the things that Whittingham, and I might explain to Ricky some of the awkwardness that's happening here, because I was like, the live setting has sort of disrupted some of the ways we usually do things, communicate, and chemistry. And so I asked Whitty, looking for leadership here, how should I handle this segment? And his response to me was, just be friends with him, Dan.
Oh,
Yeah.
So cute.
Good stuff.
And it was good coaching, but now Chris is trying to be friends with him, and he's not.
I think it's going well. How's it going, Austin? Good? Stay horny.
So let's talk about friendship. We've been friends for a long time.
20 years.
Yeah.
How close are you? If Dan was wearing something that didn't look good on him, would you be honest and tell him? Are you that close?
Well, first, we're so close. I think everything looks good on. Looks good
Good
on.
answer.
Nice.
A good answer.
And I still owe him because, a long time ago, I was at his house and we were going to a party. I didn't have a coat. I borrowed one of his coats, and I came home the next morning without the coat. So I still owe him.
Wow, he really left out the good parts of that story, which is he was partying with Dennis Rodman and woke up at 6 p.m. and missed the Super Bowl at Eric Clapton's house.
What?
Yeah, he left out. He left out all the worm. He left out the
So
good
Eric
part.
Clapton has the coat?
Where I don't know where the coat is.
I think I was in bed, and it was down in Miami, and Dennis was leaving, and everyone was like, "Let's go." And someone grabbed me, and then someone grabbed my coat, and then the coat stayed, and I kept going. I don't think Dan didn't come with us to bed. He stayed at the Tommy Hilfiger party.
You could fit in his coat. Interesting.
That was the big upset there, right? Everyone's a little bit amazed that you, who has arms that are thighs, that one of my coats would fit you in any way
I'm gun shy in
correctly.
this regard because I described you as having a six-pack underneath all that.
Yeah,
And
that
I
was
felt-
something.
I really felt bad about
That
that.
wasn't
And
nice.
so,
Somewhere
and so,
underneath there,
and so I didn't want to make that point, but that's what I was thinking. I was like, wow, that jacket could not have fit you in a kind of slight. It must not have looked tailored.
I think you
It
look
actually
great,
looked
Dan.
pretty good, actually.
Oh.
It looked pretty good.
Can you tell the people, Ricky, about the freedom that you found from leaving football? Like, I think a lot of people here who are sports fans would think that you had achieved the thing that all people who love sports would want, with worldly possessions and fame. And I know you to be a more spiritual, soulful person than that. But can you explain to them the freedom that you've gotten from being outside of football and the happiness you found in an identity outside of football?
Well, first I want to say I don't think I could have found an identity outside of football where I was happy if I hadn't accomplished what I accomplished while I was playing football. And as I think about it, it was really more of I proved everything I needed to prove to myself, and that was really the purpose of football for me. Is when I was in high school, I was the leading rusher in California. Then I got to college and I was the leading rusher in NCAA. Then I got to the NFL and I was the leading rusher there. And it's, for me, achieving greatness is something you do. It's not something that you sit on and you keep doing, because then you become stagnant. And so I just realized in my life I had checked off the football and I was ready to conquer something else. And so the freedom was really the freedom to go do something else and not stay stuck.
But it's not just something else, right? The search has taken you through what? Through medicine, through meditation, through Ayurveda, through yoga, through astrology. Like you're searching the globe for something beyond the globe.
Well, at one point I thought the purpose I was on this planet was to score touchdowns. Then I realized, that's not it. There's more. And I became curious, and so I started seeking and traveling and looking for what else was out there. And I found it. And I think that was the freedom. the freedom to wake up every morning and know without a doubt that I'm doing exactly what I'm put on this earth to do.
And when you look at what has happened with, you're here, and at least in part, you're going to be on a cannabis panel, right? Like, it has to be, there have to be things funny to you all the time about what used to be allegedly a shame is now you can advocate for and is something that is healing to you, to have a shame turn into something that can be yours.
The coolest thing is just smoking a joint in front of a cop.
Hell yeah.
Ricky, the first time I bought weed in front of a cop, I was a nervous wreck.
The first time?
The first time. No, the first time I went into a store and bought weed in front of a cop, I was a nervous wreck. But you're right. It is very, very cool now to do it.
Yeah, and in New York City, you can walk down the street and smoke a joint. It's the coolest thing in the world.
And no one says a word.
The coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
I did not know that was so. You can just do that in New York City now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys made me move to Miami.
Oh, you could do it there, too.
Can we do it here in Texas?
But do you feel like that's the universe's sense of humor, though? Like, when you see that it was something that was a source of shame that you can now have be yours, and have be yours in a way that represents advocacy because it helps you feel better.
I think that's life, though. For most of us, at some point in our life, sex was a point of shame, and now hopefully most of us
Still is. I went to Notre Dame.
Most of us enjoy it. But I think that's the way our parents try to control us, is they shame us, and we all have to grow out of that eventually. So.
And what are you doing while you're here? Because I think, have we even sent out the content, Chris, that you guys did with him in California? Didn't you guys go to his wheat farm?
Yeah, that has not gone out yet. That is being worked on.
What were the highlights? Did I just ruin something?
Weed. Yes, you did.
There were a lot of highlights.
What do you mean? A lot of highlights?
What were the highlights of the trip? You welcomed them into your home, into your intimate space.
It was me being super inquisitive, knowing absolutely nothing about anything that goes on there.
Did you end up smoking anything?
No, I smoked nothing.
Really?
You went to a weed farm and didn't smoke?
No.
I tried.
Ricky Williams was kind enough to gift us marijuana. I was like, no, not for me.
And then gave it away. Throw it away.
We gave it to our, we partook in it, but we gave it to our PA as a parting gift when we left.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Wait a minute.
Because of federal airspace.
Yeah,
Roy.
exactly. You can't take marijuana in federal airspace.
Of course you can.
Oh, see?
Thank you,
That's
Ricky.
the whole debate.
You can.
It's not a debate. I'm telling you, you can.
Hilby almost got me in trouble. Whitty was trying like, no, guys, excuse me. You can't do that.
Listen.
No, you can't go to wine country and not try wine. Come on, Woody.
Wow.
But again, in federal airspace, you cannot travel with marijuana. It is still illegal in the country. You can't.
Oh, stop! Get off of Whitty!
Oh my God.
It's illegal in the country. You can't do it.
Who has weed for Whitty to smoke? Anybody?
I mean,
I do.
I'm sure somebody.
Everyone raise their hands.
Do you guys get scared of the police dogs at the airport? How does this
Yes.
work?
Hell
Yes. Yes. Even if I don't have anything, I'm scared of the police. Yes.
You're scared that the dog is racist?
Yes.
Even if you don't have anything, you're just scared of the dog.
Yes.
All right.
Can you travel with marijuana on a plane? Because this is something that I'd like to finish this argument. Whittingham has looked this up. I think you might be wrong about this.
No, I'm right. You can.
Again, you can, because it's generally a don't ask, don't tell policy. But you can't.
Legally, you can't.
What do you mean? It's you know.
He's saying
they're
legally
not,
you
They're
can't.
not going through your bags looking for marijuana. However, if they find it, it is technically a federal crime.
He is enraged right now. You need to calm. You're
providing
right.
the facts in the face of bullying.
We are shaming him. We are.
Thank you for being a strong man in the face of our bullying cowardice.
I'm just kidding.
Stronger than most of us.
Do you miss anything about football?
I do. I miss the like in football, we're not allowed to make excuses, and I miss that. Because people make so many excuses, and I just like that there's a commitment to excellence, and we show up every day and we do our work, and that's what we do. And so that's just me, maybe because I grew up in that, but I love it.
But when you say people make like so many excuses, are you thinking is it because you have teenagers? Like, what is it that's making you think
Everything, like life. I go to the store. My wife, she's good. The baby can't talk yet, so he's good too. But
Give it time.
yeah, but I'm an entrepreneur, so I run a couple of companies, and that's what I miss is with athletes, you can talk to them a certain way and there's a certain expectation. But like normal people, they get their feelings hurt and it's.
Oh, the locker room is, yes, the locker room you can just, people are not as sensitive.
Yes.
Or not as outwardly sensitive though, right? Because you never felt like you totally fit because
I'll give an example. I'll give an example. I was talking to someone who works for me and I couldn't believe these words came out of his mouth. Something I asked him to do, he said it's hard. He said it's hard. It's hard. And I looked at him and I love these moments where I get to play ex-football player, you know? I love these moments where I stand up and I say, if I walked on the football field and the coach asked me to do something and I said it was hard, the coach would say without missing a beat, get the fuck off the field right now.
And
Mac Brown would do that, huh?
Coach Saban, Nick Saban would do that. Yeah. Mac Brown would have someone else tell you to do it.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised, Ricky, that you're like advocating for like hurting feelings in a way. Not that like you're intending to, but that the idea of people having their feelings hurt is something that like you lament about your workspace now.
I thought you value nice.
I do value nice, and that's why I have to hire people who don't get their feelings hurt so easily. Then I don't feel bad when I'm not nice. No, but like what I'm trying to say is, for me, whatever you're doing, right? Whether you're raising a kid, whether you're building a company, building a football game plan, you got to come together and be on the same page. And that's what I mean when I say excuses, that people make excuses for their limitations, and I can't stand that. It's like if someone points out, say, thank you, I'll work on it. Like, the excuses and defending people's limitations, I just can't handle it.
So where do you stand on something we've been talking about here today, where Naomi Osaka in an individual sport is breaking into tears on the court and not playing as well anymore because someone shouted, "Osaka, you suck," at Indian Wells, and it triggered for her some thoughts about what happened to Serena Williams and Venus Williams, where they were booed at Indian Wells and didn't return for 10 years because of how poisonous some of the racial animus was. That happened on Saturday. Your viewpoint on what I've just presented to you is what?
Because this is a great opportunity for her to like say, I'm not going there. And this is the thing, like, and we see it so much in sports where we're just expected to like push through. But that's not sustainable. It's not. And so I think that it's a great opportunity. I think she has a great platform to speak her mind and to say, like, I'm not playing. I'm not going there. And what frustrates me about athletes, when instead of complaining, and this is just what I did, instead of complaining, like, do something else. Do something to make a difference or a change. If you just sit there and complain, nothing ever changes.
Do you have any thoughts looking back? You don't do a great deal of regret. You think often that whatever it is that happened was meant to happen so that the journey could take you where it was. But do you look back at what you did with the largest platform that you had when it was at its strongest in fame and say, I did as much as I could with that, I wanted to do more, I should have done differently? Or do you just tolerate that you were a young person then and you weren't ready, you weren't an adult enough to handle that?
I mean, it's a little bit of both. I did the best with what I had available to me, and I think, being 15 years ahead of my time, like, I didn't have a lot of people that understood or that were supporting me, but I also know we need pioneers to go forward. And the platform I created, I mean, there's still a couple people here listening to me, so it's still like, it's decent. And I think the platform I have, being able to talk astrology with you guys is a dream come true. And the fact that people take me seriously and people listen and I'm booked up for a couple of months talking to people, it's a dream come true. It's come full circle, and so it's exactly what I was looking for.
I think I would have a hard time explaining to the people here or anybody who didn't understand when I say to them that the happiest, I don't know if it's the happiest I've seen you, but you won the Heisman Trophy, you led the NFL in rushing, you have had enormous successes, but because you craved a human connection with fans, you craved an interaction that was real. Don't come for my autograph or just a picture. Let's connect somewhere. Let's see if you can understand me. Doing these astrology charts with listeners of our show is as happy as anything I've seen you when you've applied yourself to something professionally. To me, it's unusual that that it seems to make you happier than football did.
Well, people pay me. I get to yell at them and tell them to stop making excuses. It's like, it's the best thing in the world. Because, it's not for people to understand me. It's that I always felt like I figured something out. To come where I came from, to be able to win the Heisman Trophy, like I figured something out. And I feel like I can help other people figure that out, is how to achieve their goals.
But Ricky,
but when people would look at me, they would say, "Oh," they put me on a pedestal and say, "Oh, look at you." And I was like, "No, I want to show you how to do this for yourself." And nobody was listening, and now people are starting to listen.
You said earlier that you realized that you weren't put on this earth to score touchdowns. So I'm wondering, what was that moment like? What'd you realize? What'd you figure out in that moment in your life?
Yeah. So this was back 2004. I was off season and playing for the Dolphins. And came in one day from off-season workout, and I was sitting in my locker, and the guys we were all having a conversation, and it was something about like when we were kids, what do we want to be when we grow up? And I just had this memory, and I just had this like stark feeling of this isn't what I wanted to be when I was a kid, and I feel like mostly what I'm doing is I'm distracting people for 3 hours on Sundays, and I just had this like pit in my stomach, like I have to do something more. And a couple months later, I was on a plane headed to Australia.
Well, you were talking for 2 years, and I don't know, a lot of people looked at that, 400 carries a season. What are they doing? They're running him straight into the line. Physically, he's got to quit because it hurts too much. But you'd been talking for years about, I'm not listening to my intuition. I don't belong here anymore. Other people are telling me that I'm great at this and this is what I should be. I don't agree with them.
Well, yeah, I didn't agree. I was decent. I didn't agree that I was great, and that might sound weird to people, but it's relative. It's relative, right? From the outside, people look and say, "I wish I could do that," but on the inside, I felt like I'm decent, but there are so many other things that I could actually be greater at that would make more of a difference. And it was so difficult for anyone to understand that, and I can understand. They look at me, a black guy, and they think, "What else is he gonna do?" Right?
All he can do is run fast with a football. That's all. What else could he possibly do or possibly be other than someone who runs fast with a football?
Right, and making a lot of money, right? That's the dream. I reached it. But for me, it wasn't. It was just the beginning, and I needed more, and so I went after it.
You would look at what in that path that you would say, and this is a broad question, I've learned, because you have taken an unusual path. And like I say, he's gone through India. He studies Ayurveda. Like he learns computer code and really tackles challenging things. The broad answer to your question, Ricky Williams has learned what in the last 30 years?
So I had a coach, and whenever we'd watch film together, he would always say, "This is real. This is not a sitcom." Okay, he would say that every time. And that's what I learned, that life is real, and we only have a limited amount of time. And we can talk about it, but until it's funny, something you said the other day when we were talking about, you mentioned something about when I was 7, I started to figure these things out. And after we got off the podcast, I started thinking and reflecting back. And it was about the age of 7, okay? Like, me and my mom, we had a difficult time, especially when I was 7. And I think this is fairly normal for kids to do, but I contemplated suicide, you know? I just thought, like, I'm trapped in this like home with my mom, like there's no way out. And then I went to church a lot growing up. And so when I was contemplating suicide, I tried to imagine myself dying and not living. And when I did, I couldn't. And I realized I can't die, so I'm stuck here. And I think at that point, it allowed me to live life more fully because I had this experience that life doesn't end once the physical life is over. And so it gave me this freedom to just live life more fully. And I think that got me to the NFL, and then I got stuck. And then when I walked away and I started traveling around the world, it hit me that there's so much more going on in the world. And if we stay stuck in this limited view of ourselves, we miss a wonderful opportunity.
You're always saying life is short. It's easy to say, but I don't know where that dawned on you, because the consequences of what you were doing for a living, you weren't thinking about those consequences. And
it's scary when you think about your mortality. It like brings reality right to your face. And I think that the first thing that triggered me thinking about retiring back in 2004 was I was in contract negotiations, and the Dolphins sent their offer, and I was offended by it because I was carrying the ball 400 times, and I started to think, I'm not going to be able to do this my whole life. And I started to think, how long am I going to be able to do this? And what am I going to do afterwards? And that's when I started to realize life is short. I'm wasting time. I need to get on with this.
I'm thrilled to see how happy you are, because this is the happiest I've ever seen you, because you embraced your weird, because you found freedom in choosing you. And
well, this is life, though. Like, to me, the happiest you should ever be is now, because you've lived and you've like figured out the things that you thought were supposed to make you happy. You realize they hopefully you realize that they don't, and then you're able to move on. And I think that's just living. And hopefully next time you see me, you're like, this is the happiest I've ever seen you.
I love you, buddy. Good seeing you.
Yeah.
We once that ran you the ball 800 times in 2 years.
We did run you 800 times in 2 years. Most of them are audience submissions. This year, Adam McKay, funny man for a generation, who has been begging, writes us all the time, trying to get a team in the tournament, has not been able to get any of his teams in the tournament because our audience,
Tell him to write better.
our audience can be funny. So this is, are we going to start with 16? We're just going to do one bracket here today, but what is it? What is the bracket?
Now, Dan, you and Stugotz in about an hour and 30 minutes from now are joining the DraftKings Selection Sunday special.
Wow.
We are?
Full breakdown from Dan.
All right, yeah.
And we have promised them to exclusively reveal the 1 seeds for our tournament there. Embargoed.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Until
What?
6:45. So our 1 seed for this bracket.
But wait, most people are going to be hearing this tomorrow.
I can say it. I know what it is.
Well,
I
this
can
could
tell
be
the
a little
audience.
secret for our
Yeah.
live audience in Austin.
Okay.
You guys can't tell. Wait a minute.
You guys can't tell anyone.
Wait a minute.
Don't tweet it. Don't tell people. Or do whatever.
It's embargoed, people.
Give us your phones.
Everybody
no phones.
give Chris Cody your phone.
Everyone put your phone
Yeah,
down.
give Chris Cody your phone.
Like Dave
Over
Chappelle.
here.
Yeah, give us your phones.
Can we trust our audience out here?
No,
Not
No,
revealing
no,
the number
no.
1 seeds.
Get
Are we
outta
going to
here.
go from the bottom up then? Number 16.
All right, so we're going to do the East region. So obviously, we'll be presenting you March Madness throughout the week. March Sadness. We actually this
Get it
year,
right.
Billy Gill,
Fine. What?
have a sponsor for March Sadness. I believe this is a show first, as 5 Hour Energy is the proud sponsor
nice.
of March Sadness this year.
Yeah.
Look at that.
All
Big
right.
money.
Do they make Cafecito?
5 hour energy.
5
hour
energy. 5 hour energy.
Okay, very good.
Syllable count, the whole deal.
Yeah, it doesn't work great for a chant.
March Sadness is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. It's the one when you gotta get stuff done. Pick up some today. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
Professional read right there. Good job.
Power energy.
.com.
5 Hour Energy.
.com.
5 Hour Energy.
.com.
5
This is going well.
and
Huh?
giggles.
O-R-G.
By the way, I have a confession to make.
What's that, Billy?
Because it's killing me inside, Dan.
Okay.
Revelation?
Well, no. So, like, you guys right now were talking to someone, and then they left, and then everyone was like, who was
Oh,
that?
yeah.
So I turned to Roy and
look
go,
cool.
that was Ryan Russillo. And he goes, oh, wow. And it was not. I made that up.
Yeah, I didn't see him at all. So, yeah, I believe you.
That was Kirk Goldsberry. He's not bald. Like,
I
why
didn't see him.
I had a hat on.
It was jarring.
The beanie
He had
was
his, he had his Austin vibe
He
going.
did kind of look like Russillo, though.
Yeah.
Number 16, the tournament. What details does the audience need? We couldn't get Kevin Harlan after agreeing to terms with Kevin Harlan. I don't know what happened to Kevin Harlan. I have the real thoughts of Kevin Harlan and all of his handlers been embargoed as well?
Yes.
Not to be discussed.
Okay, so some of these people, because we are making fun of their appearance, Kevin
Yeah.
Harlan is a very nice man.
And
he
Kevin
doesn't-
Harlan, is an NBA broadcaster, and a lot of this is making fun of Adam Silver. So I
We're
feel like
celebrating their
probably-
appearance,
Celebrating
I say.
appearance,
Yeah.
Okay, but not the way Kevin Harlan
Yeah.
took it. So the audience is going to be very disappointed that he's not our voice.
I
But
think it was a good call on his
Yeah.
part, quite frankly.
Adam McKay was willing to be the voice for this tournament. So
The Adam McKay?
No way.
What?
Did he know he was the second choice?
We didn't tell him that.
I did tell him that.
Oh, wow.
How'd he take it?
He's dying to be a part of this tournament. However it is that he can be a part of this tournament. So
And
we
it's not going to be writing them, apparently.
No.
Hey, he backed his way in. I mean,
he really did. Do you have number 16 for us there,
So this is the
Whittingham?
East region. So we begin with the 16 seed.
Urban Meyer looks like the stepdad who calls you soft. for bleeding after he deliberately elbows you in the face during a basketball game in your driveway because you're winning.
I think Urban Meyer, I think we read enough of these with Adam McKay that eventually he just arrived at Urban Meyer looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
Number 15.
Adam Silver looks like a wisp of smoke.
And that's why Kevin Harlan didn't want to do it.
That is right. Number 14.
Tyler Hero looks like a young Russian mobster just learning the ropes.
It is pretty good. Number 13. They get better.
Mike Budenholzer looks like a grief counselor.
Number 12.
Andy Reid looks like the guy that when the buffet opens, looks at you and says, "Clock in, fellas, it's time to go to work."
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Should be a higher seed.
Jessica didn't like that one.
Underrated.
No comment.
Jessica does not like the fat shaming around here.
I'm with her. And,
We
and she
built
agrees
an
with me.
empire on
She
it.
agrees with me. No fat
what?
shaming.
Wow.
It was a low seed, if that makes it better.
Number 11.
Paul Feinbaum looks like a claymation figurine that is slowly melting before your eyes.
Number 10.
Roger Goodell looks like an all-inclusive resort.
I love McKay's voice here.
Number 9.
Yusuf Nurkic looks like he smokes a cigarette when he scuba dives.
Number 8.
Tim Kirchin looks like the Italian tailor from a spy thriller.
That's great.
Yeah, that's good.
Just
That's
like
good.
it.
That's good.
Number 7.
Cliff Kingsbury looks like the country club golf pro who stands behind your wife just a little too close while teaching her to putt.
Number 6.
John Harbaugh looks like the dad who takes pride in his ability to shake children off the tube behind his boat.
Number 5.
That's an untapped.
Greg Popovich looks like the ghost of Greg Popovich.
Pop.
Oh, we're in Spurs country. Just reminded of that.
Yeah, that's right.
Number 4.
Dan Orlovsky looks like the devil in a young adult dramedy made for the CW.
Number 3.
Derek Carr looks like a Las Vegas magician who is paying off 6 alimonies.
Yeah, he's right.
Number 2.
Stan Van Gundy looks like a television attorney who tears a check in half and tells you not to settle if you've been involved in an accident with a tractor trailer.
Number 1 has been embargoed, so you've been denied that. Maybe.
Just promise not to say.
Just promise not to say.
Everyone promise?
Everyone in this audience.
Does everyone promise?
All right.
One guy,
Pinky swear. Here we go.
One
This
guy-
is a 1 seed.
one guy
DraftKings.
said no. One I saw some guy shaking his
Get
head.
out of here.
Get
Yeah,
the
throw him
hell
out.
outta
Throw
here.
him out.
You
Security.
get the hell out of here.
Get out of here.
All right.
Sucker.
Everybody
You
put up
suck.
your right hands
Yes.
and say, "I swear on Greg Cody's life."
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
I'm not seeing those hands.
Hands up.
Oh, you want Greg Cody to die? No. If one of you lies, Greg Cody dies. So.
Number 1 seed in our tournament is
Mike Greenberg looks like he never misses an opportunity to clap during the Friends theme song.
Greedy.
You gotta do that. You gotta clap. It's a must do.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the amount of money that Lincoln Riley paid for an oceanside house in Los Angeles?
How much?
$17 million.
Really?
Nice. Yeah.
$17.2 million, 7 fireplaces.
7
Why 7?
Seems
I
unnecessary.
feel like 4's
I mean,
enough.
7's too
Is
much.
it really that
It's
cold
also
out there?
dangerous.
well, you're in California. I mean,
All right.
what?
There you
What
go.
does being in California have to do with anything?
Why would you
Stugotz?
need 7 fireplaces? Maybe 1 for the one time a year it gets cold in California. But why would anyone need 7 fireplaces?
Put it on the poll, Guillermo, at LeBatard Show. Why would anyone need 7 fireplaces?
Did you realize, Dan, when you were bringing that up, that you were bringing up the former head coach of the Oklahoma Sooners and the home of the University of Texas
How do we
Longhorns?
feel about Oklahoma? How do we feel about Oklahoma? Yeah.
That's.
I did not realize that.
You're in
No.
SEC country, Dan.
Tell me that you guys saw what happened at the end of the University of Miami Duke game with Charlie Moore and the Key and Peele sketch of him shaking hands. It's going through a line. Black guys all get dapped up, and then the white guys who did not play, all of them get very starched, dry-cleaned handshakes. Did you see that?
I did. Oh, what a player, Charlie Moore. What a legend. What a conference. What a disappointment in football. Oh.
You guys got nothing for me on that handshake, on the Key and Peele sketch of dapping up guys right and left on the Duke team, the black guys, where there's a familiarity with them that's not there for the white guys.
Dan, we all spent our last 4 days at the Miami International Airport sitting in the lounge.
Yeah. Who won that game, by the way? Canes or Duke? I missed it all.
Duke.
I was at a TGI Fridays.
Yeah, Duke won it.
Yeah, I got something for you. It's 2 words. 2 Americas.
Yeah.
That's how that goes.
Or white guys.
Yeah. Or white guys. Hey, you got the sound over there?
I was hoping that we would have some reason just to play some of our sounds that we have not played, like white women. Do we have white woman on there?
No, I only have white guys.
Oh, you didn't bring that.
Equality, man. Come on.
I thought this show was
Misogynist.
supposed to be equitable.
Stugotz, do you have any arguments that nobody else is making? Because I have this.
Straw man.
I did hear our friends from the Point Forward podcast, Andre Iguodala and I believe Evan Turner, 2 former NBA stars. I heard them say that Kyrie Irving was one of the 20 best players to ever play in the NBA. What NBA are they watching? Because that is not the NBA that I am watching. Kyrie Irving, by no one's measurement, is one of the 20 greatest players to ever play in the NBA. I'm not even certain Kyrie Irving is one of the 20 best point guards to ever play in the NBA. How about that?
Straw man.
What you got, Iggy?
How about that?
What I love about this take is that I heard Stugotz have this argument legitimately with 3 other people at Meadowlark last night at dinner.
I did.
Heard the
Yeah, you did.
entire
I had
argument.
it with Skip, by the way. Yeah.
Corner of my eye, I see Stugotz down the table arguing about Kyrie Irving while we're at dinner. I'm like, are we really? We're doing show right now. I got it. All right.
Well, not only are
I
we
wasn't doing show.
Not only is he always doing show, here's one of the many ways that Stugotz always wins. If you're familiar with our show, you know how close he got to the top of the mountaintop and planting a flag in Mike Wilbon's head. The last joke is going to end up being on me. Jason Tatum for the last 2 months has been 31, 7, and 6, which is Durant.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have those first 40 games, Dan. Your legacy is safe.
Is that what he's going to be now, though? Are we saying that what he has been over the last 2 months at 24 years old? Because if what we're saying is that he is that, then you're announcing that Boston is a team that has to be feared because it has the kind of superstar you need to win late in the playoffs.
I don't know. Let's ask Russillo.
Yeah, where's he at?
Yeah. Or the guy from Heavyweights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Where's Chrissy Teigen?
Stugotz has been a Celtic optimist for several years, despite the fact that they've been a 500 team for several years. And then for some reason, they managed to find not only Jason Tatum being amazing, but they're amazing at defense right now. They're like the best defensive team in the NBA, and by a good amount over the last couple of months. And Stugotz, do I have Stugotz right? I do have Stugotz right. Here we go.
Right. Thank you.
And Stugotz was right. Holy, Stugotz was right.
Very good, guys. Very
Do
good.
we think he knew he had that before and he teed himself up for
Yeah, I
success?
think
I was 40% certain that I had Stugotz was right.
You're a real hero.
I'm on an hour and 5 minutes of sleep, and the tequila did a number on me.
That
despite
five-
the fact that it was 1.
Did a number on
Did
it.
a number.
Lightweight. You're a lightweight.
I'm ready for bed.
There's more whiskey.
Yeah, there's
Someone
more
else brought-
whiskey
yeah,
up
someone
there,
else
yeah.
brought more
Wait,
shots.
There's more whiskey?
I can't.
Come on,
I
Whitty.
just
Whitty.
can't.
Whitty.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Can we give you
I
some
can't do
double
it.
bubble?
You'll carry me home. You'll have to carry me home.
I love how you keep mentioning the 5 minutes. You're like, I got an hour and 5 minutes sleep last night.
an hour and 5 minutes.
Just round down.
It's just an hour.
You got an hour sleep.
No, the 5 minutes makes it extra sad. Because you're going, oh, maybe I can squeeze another quarter of an hour. Nope, it's got to be an hour and 5 minutes. And I was still late for my lift this morning.
Oh, man.
I can't tell if that's a rideshare app or an
Exactly, I
elevator
was just
because of because of how English he is.
It was your elevator.
First person problem. First world problem.
Let's close it out there.
All right,
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.